People's recovery varies. It depends how fit you are before your surgery, and it just depends how things have gone. Some people recover really quite quickly, other people it just takes a little bit longer, but as long as you're moving forward, that's what we're aiming for, that you will gradually just make little improvements as the days go on. Trying to get a little bit active is really good, going for short walks, that sort of thing. So within a few days, if you feel up to it, getting outside, walking 2 or 3 houses down your road, just a little 5-minute walk, and then back to your house. It's really good for your mental health to get out into the fresh air anyway and just see a different space. But it's also good for your physical health because it starts to wake your muscles up. Because unfortunately, long time of inactivity, it's amazing how quickly muscles start to waste. So it's very important that you just start very gently. What we suggest you do is go to a short walk, next day a little bit further, next day a little bit further. And by the time you're about 6 weeks, it's a really good idea to, on several days a week, to be walking for, maybe 3/4 of an hour or so, and just gradually picking your pace up a little bit. It's doing enough, but not too much. It's really about listening to your body. What's your body telling you? And just learn from that. And if you do some activity and think, yeah, I feel absolutely fine, then you can do a little bit more next time. If you listen to your body and said, you've actually done slightly too much, okay, just back off slightly, but try again a little bit more in a couple of days. So really listen to what your body is telling you to do. By about 6 weeks, you may want to start doing some what we call low impact exercises. So that can include gentle swimming, a little bit of cycling, low level Pilates exercises, so mat exercises, that sort of thing. But make sure if you're doing anything like that, you talk to the instructor in any class you go to and tell them that you've recently had gynae surgery, so that they can tailor what they're doing to where you are in your journey of recovery. But those things are really good to start with. When you get to about 12 weeks, that's when you can start thinking about perhaps doing a little bit more high impact exercise. So that would include things like running, or more active classes, or more active stuff at the gym. But you really, again, need to be careful that you're building up gradually. It's not a good idea to start running before 12 weeks because the impact is just not great for those tissues that are still in that active recovery phase. If you're a really keen runner, just start by increasing the length of time that you're out walking and really picking up your pace and doing, if you like the speed, as the weeks go on before 12 weeks, you can really start to pick up your speed, but just make sure you're not actually running. So it's just at that point. And when you do start to run again, what we suggest you do is that you start with perhaps doing a nice brisk bit of walking for a few minutes, a bit like the Couch to 5K program, where you mostly do walking, where you pick up your speed, a couple of minutes running, then more walking, a little bit of running, and you build it gradually up until you're more back to doing more running than walking. That way your body has time to accommodate and adapt to the increasing demands you're making on it. Obviously, anything competitive, it's not a good idea to be doing that before about 12 weeks. Even stuff like netball, where you've got the risk of impact, those sort of things, you just need to be a bit steady. If you're into lifting weights before your surgery, it's something you can get back to, but you just need to take it steadily. Just again, as I've said, to allow your body time to adapt. So start with lower weights, make sure that you're bracing your pelvic floor and you're using your abdominal muscles to try and counteract the pressure that you get when you lift weights. And again, as I said, really, really important that you speak to your instructor and make sure that you're not making more demands on your body that the stage of your recovery is dictating to you, because we want you to have a good and smooth recovery without any setbacks on that little journey. You do just need to think about your driving. It may be worth just speaking to your insurance company. Some of them have quite tight rules about when you should drive, but we certainly wouldn't recommend you driving for at least 2 or 3 weeks. And if you've had abdominal surgery, you're probably wanting to wait longer than that. if you had to do an emergency stop, that you wouldn't have really marked stresses on your tummy muscles and on those healing scar tissue. As I say, some insurance companies are quite tight when you've had a general anaesthetic. You need to make sure that it takes a long time for it to flush right out of your system, and you need to be alert and safe when you're driving. Also, some people, with abdominal surgery, they just find the seatbelt is too uncomfortable. Some people are wanting to return to sexual activity, just depends where you were beforehand, but if that's something that's important to you, it is suggested that you wait at least 3 or 4 weeks. Your surgeon may want you to wait a little bit longer depending on what surgery you had, but you will be bleeding initially, and you want that all to have settled down. A lot of people find it really helpful to use some lubrication initially. We particularly recommend ones that are organic, that are non-irritant. A lot of the ones that you get at the supermarket can be quite irritant and quite drying. Water-based is good, oil-based is fine as long as you're not using a condom. So if you are using a condom, only water-based, and some people like a mixture of the two. The important thing about sexual activity is to make sure that you're both really ready. You may find your partner is a little bit anxious about whether they're going to hurt you, or you may feel a bit anxious yourself and you just want to make sure that everything is as normal as it can be. And obviously plenty of foreplay is really, really important to make sure that you're very ready. But it's something that people do get back to. Some of you may have had a previous appointment with a women's health physio. If we have seen you before your surgery, then we will have given you a date to contact us again. And we're really happy for you to take up that appointment. Just contact the physio department and restart your treatment with us if you have any concerns, anything you want to ask us about, anything you just want to come back and just talk over. Very happy for you to do that. So just ring our physio admin team and request a follow-up appointment. If you haven't seen us beforehand, if you find that you've still got some bladder problems, you can self-refer. And again, our physio admin team will be able to send you the form to fill in. So if your bladder's still not quite right, get in contact with us and we can start treatment for you. Anything else that's concerning you about prolapses, about recovering from surgery, what you can and can't do, all that sort of thing, just ask your GP to refer you to the Women's Health Physio team or Pelvic Health Physio team here at Milton Keynes Hospital, and we will be able to help you out. If you have a Milton Keynes GP, then all that process is of self-referral and getting referred is very straightforward. If your GP is outside Milton Keynes, as long as the consultant is from this hospital that has operated on you, it should be an easy process for you to be referred.